What's up, everybody? Justin here to do another episode of The List. This is The List, episode number 4. Topics I'm going to discuss on this episode of The List. Randy Orton got in a fight, got in an altercation with a fan at a gym in Arkansas earlier this week. Maybe it was Monday, maybe it was Tuesday, I don't know what day it was, but it was earlier this week. So I'll be discussing that on the list. Randy Orton in an altercation with a fan at an Arkansas gym. And other topics I'll be discussing, or the other topic I will be discussing maybe for 5-10 minutes, is the death of Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I wasn't a fan of the guy. I never was a fan of him as a kid. I never was. I didn't even see the guy appear in wrestling until 1989. That's when I saw the guy. When he came back to WWF in 89. I don't know why Vince hired him again, but he did. Anyways, at least he didn't get a big push. He wasn't barely used. When he came back in 89, 90, 91, he wasn't really pushed or used very good at all. And I'm glad Vince did not push him, because that would have been really bad if he would have became WWF champion at any time in his career because of what he did, in my opinion. Again, as a kid, I was not a fan of Jimmy Snuka. I didn't even see the guy, as I said, until 89 on TV. Because, in 86, I believe when he was still in WWF, but he didn't even appear at WrestleMania 2. In 86, I was not watching WWF. I was not watching wrestling because I was only like 2 years old. So, or 2 or 3 years old. I turned 3 years old in July 86. So, I didn't know who Jimmy Snuka was. The guy had a big career in the 70s, when he was in his prime, in the late 70s. I think he was working as a heel, or maybe he's a babyface. He was super over. And in the WWF, under Vince McMahon Sr., Jimmy Snuka was a big star, huge star for the WWF. And then he was still a big star when Roddy Piper cracked the coconut and it busted it over his head. That was awesome. I'm glad Piper did that because of later what Jimmy Snuka would do. Then in around 83, WWF really stopped pushing him, stopped using him a lot. In 83, after his girlfriend Nancy died. And she died because of what he did to her. He beat her up. There's proof. Go on the internet, look it up. There's absolute proof that he beat her up twice. 2 different occasions he beat her up. And I believe after the second domestic violence, she ended up dying from her injuries. And there's proof that she died because Jimmy decided to beat her up. So, was Jimmy Snuka a big name in wrestling? Yes, he was. Did he make an impact on pro wrestling? Yes, he did. Did he inspire a lot of fans watching him to become wrestlers? I'm sure he did. He inspired Mick Foley. I know that. But Mick Foley didn't freaking know what he did. When Mick Foley was a fan, I'm sure he didn't know that Jimmy Snuka murdered his girlfriend. Or ex-girlfriend. And when Jimmy Snuka returned to WWF 89, 90, part of 91, the guy was looked juiced out of his mind on steroids. Jimmy Snuka looked juiced out of his mind on steroids in 1990. The guy didn't look healthy. The guy was a shell of himself, of his former self. He couldn't barely do much. I mean, he couldn't really high fly anymore. All he could do is hit his Superfly Snuka splash. But the guy, I mean, in the early 80s, he was probably juiced out of his mind on steroids. So, anyways, I'm just saying, 1990, go watch the Royal Rumble. 1990, Jimmy Snuka cuts a promo. Before the Rumble, the guy's head is like puffed out to here. He looks juiced out of his mind on steroids. The guy could have been on a lot of drugs also. And he just cuts a very stupid, odd promo. And he just looks, the guy looks nuts. And then when he comes in a Rumble, he even looks more insane because he's juiced out of his mind. And he's bobbing his head up and down like this. The guy is nuts, in my opinion. So then Jimmy Snuka's last appearance at WrestleMania was, his last big match was against The Undertaker, where The Undertaker defeated Jimmy Snuka at his first WrestleMania, and Jimmy Snuka was number 1 on The Undertaker's streak, which would go on for like years and years and years, like 2 decades. So then Snuka actually did return at WrestleMania 25. And the guy was like, let's see, that was 2009. So the guy had to be like 60, at least 60, 65, 66 years old. And he was involved in a WrestleMania 25 match. He was tag team partners with Roddy Piper and Ricky Steamboat. And Jimmy Snuka shouldn't even been welcomed back in 2009. And then they reopened his case of why was his girlfriend murdered. They reopened it and they were going to charge him. But then his lawyers kept trying to get out of having him charged. Because they kept saying he's out of his mind, saying he had dementia, all that other crap. And he probably did have it. And let's see here. Jimmy Snuka, I think karma came back and hit you with cancer. Karma came back to you because of what you did to that woman, to your ex-girlfriend. Because of what you did to Nancy. I know you weren't charged and you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty in America. Well, that's not what I feel. Jimmy Snuka, you were guilty. You did it, in my opinion. And nobody in any type of job, if you do a murder, domestic violence, murder, you shouldn't be able to work anywhere else for the rest of your life. You should be locked up. And somehow Jimmy Snuka got off. I don't know how he got off. I have no clue. I'm not going to speculate how he got off of not being charged. So, again, Jimmy Snuka, when he was super over, between late 70s and 83, that was way before my time. I didn't see the guy when he was in his prime. I've seen matches, highlights, clips of him in his prime a little bit. His most famous match is probably against Don Morocco when he jumped off the cage in Madison Square Garden in 1983. And that was a great moment in WWF history, but big deal. I was never a fan of you, Snuka. Karma came back, hit you in your ass, gave you cancer, and you died at 73 years old because karma came back to your ass for what you did. The only thing I wish is that you would have been taken a lot sooner by cancer. You should have been taken 20, 30 years ago by cancer. I feel bad for his family, his son, Jimmy Snuka Jr., and Tamina Snuka. I feel bad for them. My thoughts go out to them. They have to, that's not good. They have to live with their father being gone. But I don't feel bad. I'm not sad one bit. Not upset that Jimmy Snuka's gone. I could care less. I could really care less because I wasn't a fan of the guy. He was before my time, in my opinion, because I never got to see him till '89. So Jimmy Snuka, I will say Jimmy Superfly Snuka, that name, Superfly Snuka, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, that name, probably one of the greatest names in wrestling history. But you were not a good man. You were a scumbag. You were the scum of the earth. And you belong, hopefully you're in hell with Benoit. Hopefully you two are in hell. Maybe you're having a match. Or no. Hopefully you're not having a match with each other. Hopefully the devil is fucking you both up your ass. That's what I hope for you two. In hell. Because that's where you two belong. And I hope the devil is punishing your ass down there too. So, as I said, he was a bad, not a good man. Nobody's perfect, but what he did, murdering that woman, what he did, that is, to me, that's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. Jimmy Snuka, guy had a good wrestling career, but who gives a fuck? The guy was a murderer. And no fans should be upset that he's gone. No fans should be, really. In my opinion, no fans should be upset that he's gone. Because what the guy did is unforgivable. So, they did a tribute to Snuka on Raw. I expected that. I didn't think they had to do a video package in tribute to him like that. They should have just showed his picture and that was it. But no, they had to do a video package. And some fans, after the video package, some fans are actually booing. Good for you, fans that booed, because I would have been one of them that was booing if I was there. And some fans stayed seated. Some fans stood up and clapped. I wouldn't have stood up and clapped. That's for damn sure. So Jimmy Snuka dead at 73 years old. Time to move on. Now what I'm going to talk about in the list is Randy Orton. Got the article in front of me. Randy Orton involved in an altercation at an Arkansas gym. Orton was in the middle of a workout when a few fans approached him for a photo opportunity. He was in the middle of a workout. I wouldn't bother Randy Orton. If I saw the guy working out, I wouldn't bother him because I would know that he'd probably snap at me and probably tell me to fuck off or something. I mean, Orton, I wouldn't mess with the Viper. He seems like he's got a real bad temper and he could snap and probably break me in half. So Orton was in the middle of the workout. He's told the fans he was busy. And then the fans snapped a photo of Randy Orton anyways, which set him off. And then Orton allegedly grabbed the fan and yelled at him. And the fan deserved that. In my opinion, the fan deserved to be grabbed, pushed up against the wall, and yelled at. That's not assault. I mean, I guess putting your hands on a fan, but that's nothing. That is nothing to just grab a fan and yell at him. And if the fan tries to charge Randy Orton, you are SAWFT. The fan in question spoke to, I guess, some news channel, gave his side of the story, said he saw me snap a picture and came up to me, got in my face and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "No." the fan said, or Randy Orton said back to him, I said no fucking damn pictures. Are you fucking stupid? And then Martin said, I said no, you could. No, you said you couldn't hear me or something, whatever. Then the fan's friend said that Orton said, I can't hear you, bro, and walked away instead. And his friend, so Anthony walked back and took a picture anyways, and then Randy came over to Anthony, grabbed him, and was belating Anthony and pretty much was saying, mother effer this, mother effer that. After the story made news, Randy Orton reacted on Twitter, interacting with fans who interacted with some fans. Good for Orton. He deserves to put his side of the story out there on Twitter. I'm glad Orton went on Twitter and he wrote in his first tweet at 9:30 p.m. last night, I believe, the 17th of January. Apparently I hurt fans' feelings when I told him to F off at the gym yesterday. Then Orton wrote, that's news, question mark. Been happening for 15 years, get a life. Hashtag get a life. That's funny as hell. That's a normal Randy Orton response, in my opinion. Then he wrote again in another tweet, I paid to train. In between every set, I can't take pics. He needs to suck it the F up and go to the gym to train, not be a fanboy. That's funny as hell. And then Lance Storm chimed in on the situation, taking Orton's side and stating that pro wrestlers like everyone else deserve their private time and are not obligated to interact with fans when they're not working. Training is part of Orton's job, and fans might have had a positive interaction with the Viper had they been more respectful. Again, I agree. If I'm a fan, and if I saw a wrestler in the gym, I would not go up to them and bug them for a picture. I would probably wait outside. I'd wait outside, wait for them to come out, and then I'd go up to them and ask them, could I have an autograph or a picture? That's what I would do. If they'd say no, outside the gym, if they tell me no, I'm too tired, I don't feel like taking a picture, I'm too tired to sign an autograph, I would say, okay, thank you, I'm a big fan of yours, goodbye. That's what I would say. And this fan, that's Lance Storm. Lance Storm wrote on Twitter a long letter, on his Facebook. Lance Storm wrote on his personal Facebook and decided to share it. And then he told people, don't friend request me unless we are already friends. So, about this altercation, I take Randy Orton's side. I'm with Randy Orton. I'm not with the fanboy. That's for damn sure. I take Randy Orton's side. In my opinion, he was in the right to yell at the fan because he was there to work out, not be bothered by fanboys or fangirls. That's my opinion. Randy Orton was in the right. This has been The List, episode 4. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now, everybody.